Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
And today we're having a look at the Highland Park 10.
Alrighty, so Highland Park 10 today, it's called the Viking Scars. It's from their, makeover. I mean, it's been a while now, I guess, since they did that makeover where...
It's been a couple of years.
We haven't bought much Highland Park since then, though. I feel like we bought...
You bought the original one?
The original.
And then I bought it just after they started.
Yeah.
And that's what we have right there. The Viking on it.
The 12, the Viking on it, yeah. So it's been a while, but I mean, a lot of people prefer the old design. It's the exact same whiskey. A lot of people, I think I've seen it on Reddit where people are discussing whether the taste is different and stuff, but it's whiskey. There's always going to be the slightest difference here and there, but also it's so, suggestible and nuanced that it could totally be psychosomatic. The bottle changes, your brain's there's got to be something different about it, the flavour, but it's going to be the same thing most likely. Now this is 40% Highland. Highland Park is one of the more well-known Highland scotches, probably one of the more well-known scotches in general. They've got really good marketing, as you can see from their bottles. They go all out with the Viking kind of theme and stuff. They're good with their marketing. They've got a lot of cool stuff. They've just released even more changes to their bottle lineup. Like we saw today in the liquor store, they were blacked out bottles. I'm not sure what editions they even were. They didn't really have much writing on it, but we'll have to explore those as well. They're the more expensive ones. So it's a pretty old distillery. They're established in 1798, so pretty standard for most, well-established distilleries in Scotland. This is a lot more less sweet, more malt and kind of earthy notes than the Glenrothes we just did, which was Speyside, but Speyside and Highland are kind of they're very similar often with flavour notes. I'm finding this very spiky at the moment as well. It's jumping out the glass. It's got more malt funk, more of the grain mustiness, not like bourbon grain, sweet corn mustiness, more like a more funky, just maltiness. I don't know, it's hard to describe, like a malted biscuit kind of thing. It's like you're smelling grain that's been sitting in the hot water.
This is a different funk to the Speyside funks though. Yeah,
the Glenrothes was kind of it had this bit of malty funk, but it was in the
combination dark fruit
with the sherry barrel. And this, I don't believe,
but I reckon
has sherry.
Every Speyside, I reckon they have
a bit of sherry.
That dark fruit, overripe fruit as their musk.
Yeah.
Whereas this is more malt,
earthy.
You can kind of smell.
Yeah, it is definitely more earthy. You get kind of a bit of hay. You get fresh grass, but it's less fresh. It's you've mown the lawn and sat there for a few days. It's definitely more earthy is probably the way I'm going to describe it best for me. A bit of honey. It's more like healthy cereal with some honey spread on it. You can get the fiber, whole, the bran, whatever, I don't know what they're called, but it's kind of like healthy cornflakes or whatever, and it's super fibrous and stuff and meant to be good for you. It's kind of like that. It's like a cereal with a dash of honey put on top of it, but it's missing the milk.
Vanilla notes, they're very faint, but they are.
Yeah, there's vanilla, yeah.
We've said grass.
A little bit of pepper.
It's quite simple in there, this whiskey actually. Yeah,
and it's it's just got a kind of flat sweetness. I'm not getting fruit sweetness off it. It's just smells a bit sweet.
That spikiness that I had before is now settled down. It's not what it was.
I'm gonna go for the taste. Still quite sweet.
That funk is so much more pronounced.
It's like a dry funk though. It's not the same funk as the Glenrothes. It's not a sherry funk. It's like a malty, more dry funk. It's less thick sweetness and more kind of dry on the finish. But this is still, at the same time, quite sweet. I don't remember Highland Park being as sweet as this.
Yeah.
I'm getting maybe some
Green apples.
apricot.
I'm kind of getting like prune almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it? It's some sort of like dry,
It's like a
dried fruit.
sticky. I reckon it's prune. Like
It
it's
might
kind
be
of
prune.
like
Or
a steak,
date.
maybe a dried.
Maybe
yeah.
a tiny bit of dried dates.
It's like a dark fruit, but it's dry
Mm.
with a little bit of stickiness still in it. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's like, for me, I'm gonna go back to that cereal. Like, it's like healthy cereal, you know, without all the sugaring stuff in it, with honey drizzled on, and then sprinkling some like fruits, but like old, you know, desiccated fruits, dried fruits. You know, maybe a couple raisins, bit of prune, or it's a strange one. Maybe like the black pepper's not as much there. It's spiky, but it feels. Jesus. It feels more like an alcohol spike, even though I know it can't be because it's only 40%. Like obviously, 40% is still gonna have some burn.
Yeah.
Whiskey, but in comparison, like when you're looking at the spectrum of whiskey, this has more burn than I would normally expect from a 40%. And it doesn't feel like it's a taste burn in regards to like, it's pepper or it's peat or something like that. That's something I'm actually getting. A tiny, tiny tinge of peat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just talking
I
in a direction like brought me there. Yeah.
For some reason I couldn't pull that out.
Only on the taste though. I'm not really getting it on the nose.
Yeah, there's no peat on the nose at all.
Nah, it's pretty sweet on the nose.
It is subtle on the taste.
And it's very subtle on the taste, yeah. You're getting more peat now. We have to take a break because our camera died. And it's about to die again, so we're going to have to be snappy with this one. But after the break I'm getting a little bit of peat. A little bit more peat than I was on the palate.
Pretty sure we were getting that before we left it anyway.
Yeah, well I was getting peat, but I think I'm getting more now.
I mean, it's had a chance to warm up now in this room. In the glass.
Quickly add some water.
Bloody quickly, because I can see that light's already flashing, so... Quick! Ooh. A lot more fruity on the nose, I reckon.
Yeah, it's more, get rid of that. More raisins, more hotter.
A lot more sharp and hot on the taste. And again, the fruits carry through with a bit more water though.
It initially feels like it's going to be way smoother, but then it does get you in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
It's just hotter. But a bit more black pepper. But this is a nice Highland if you want something a bit less sweet and desserty, a bit more dry, a bit more spiky. It's pretty complex, but it's also still sweet and enjoyable. Yeah. It's good. I think Highland Park is one that's always going to be around. If you like it, not much is going to change about it. It's just a good, solid Highland malt. There's not much else to say about it, so I guess we'll send this one off. Alrighty, thank you very much for watching this episode of Everything Whiskey. If you liked it, leave us a like. If you want to see future episodes from us, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.